The year was 2003. Chicago was in the grip of winter. Its icy breath seeped into every corner of Frank's small apartment. The building was old, a maze of narrow hallways and creaking floorboards. Frank didn't mind. He liked the anonymity of the city. He enjoyed the solitude of his small space. Frank worked nights as a security guard. His days were spent in quiet routine. He would wake up late, make coffee, and read the paper. He liked the familiar rhythm of his life. However, lately something had shifted. It began subtly. A half-eaten sandwich left on the counter would vanish. The television would flicker to life in the dead of night. He brushed it off at first. He blamed faulty wiring or his own forgetfulness. But as the weeks wore on, the incidents grew stranger. One evening he could have sworn he heard a muffled cough coming from his bedroom closet. He checked, heart pounding. The closet was empty. Frank tried to rationalize the events. He told himself it was just his imagination, playing tricks on him, but deep down, a seed of unease had been planted. It grew steadily, threatening to consume him. The strange occurrences continued. He began noticing that things were not where he left them. His keys, usually hung by the door, were on the kitchen counter. A book he had been reading was found tucked away in the bathroom. It was as if someone was moving things, toying with him. One particularly cold February morning, Frank woke to an unsettling chill. His apartment, usually adequately heated, was freezing. He noticed the window in the living room was slightly ajar. He distinctly remembered closing it the night before. He could have sworn he heard a whisper, a soft, indiscernible murmur coming from the walls. Fear began to gnaw at the edges of his composure. He started checking the locks twice, ensuring the windows were tightly shut. His sleep, once peaceful, was now plagued by nightmares. He'd wake in a cold sweat, heart racing, the feeling of being watched clinging to him like a shroud. The once comforting silence of his apartment had transformed into a symphony of unsettling sounds. Every creak of the floorboards, every groan of the pipes sent shivers down his spine. He was living on edge, a prisoner in his own home. March arrived, bringing with it a cold, relentless rain. The city seemed to shudder under a perpetual grey sky. Frank sat in his worn armchair, a mug of lukewarm coffee clutched in his hand. The television flickered with static, mirroring the unease that had become his constant companion. His gaze drifted towards the kitchen. The door was slightly ajar, and a sliver of darkness seemed to ooze out from the gap. His heart hammered against his ribs. He strained to listen. Silence. Maybe it was just the wind. Just as he was about to dismiss it, he heard it. A soft, distinct creak came from the kitchen. It was the unmistakable sound of the floorboards by the pantry. The pantry was the one place in the apartment he rarely used. It was cramped, dusty, and housed the building's old crawl space. The blood drained from his face. His breath caught in his throat. Someone was in his apartment. He knew it with a certainty that chilled him to the bone. Section 4. Unmasking the unknown. Adrenaline surged through Frank's body. He grabbed the heavy iron poker from beside the fireplace. His hands trembled as he crept towards the kitchen. The floorboards groaned under his weight, each step echoing in the silence. He reached the doorway and peered inside. The kitchen was empty, but the pantry door hung open. He took a deep breath and stepped inside. The air was thick with dust and the musty scent of stale air. He knelt down, his heart pounding in his ears. The crawlspace door, usually flush against the wall, was ajar. He hesitated for a moment, fear warring with a strange sense of morbid curiosity. He reached out and slowly pulled the door open. The opening revealed a small, dirt-floored crawl space. It was darker than he expected. He grabbed his flashlight and shone it into the darkness. The beam of light revealed a sleeping bag, crumpled and stained. Next to it lay an empty can of beans and a scattering of cigarette butts. His heart lurched. Someone had been living in his pantry, living beneath his feet, hidden in the shadows. The police arrived quickly. Their faces, hardened and weary, betrayed their skepticism. They dusted for fingerprints, took photographs, and bagged the few meager belongings found in the crawl space. But their investigation yielded little. No fingerprints matched any in their database. The only clue was a collection of cryptic writings found scribbled on the wall of the crawlspace. Strange symbols and nonsensical phrases offered no explanation for who had been there or why. The mystery of the secret roommate remained unsolved, leaving a residue of fear and uncertainty in its wake. Frank moved out of the apartment soon after. He found a new place, in a modern building with bright lights and secure entry. But the feeling of being watched never truly left him. He couldn't shake the image of the crawl space, the thought of someone living there, hidden in the darkness, watching him. Even now, years later, he can't help but wonder, who was the secret roommate? What did they want? And did they ever truly leave? The questions lingered, a chilling reminder of the unknown that lurks beneath the surface of everyday life.